a bunch of proud Americans. Now what I need you to do is we need to fold this flag properly. We need to fold the blue end and the back end, fold it all the way forward. We're going to fold it and fold it and fold it and put it back into the container. So, no, not in the triangles. No, not roll it. Do not roll it. We got to fold it. We need to fold it. So bring that back end forward. Bring the back end forward. Once again, on behalf of the Arizona Rangers, we thank you.
T-shirt said Virginia is for lovers, had a Bible in his left hand and a bottle in the other. He said all you're really given is the sunshine in your name. We both started laughing when the sky started to rain. Get along on down the road, we got a long, long way to go. Scared to live, scared to die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, drink a beer, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along? Saw a model on a billboard, 1-800 get to know me. Wondered was she photoshopped or were her eyes really that lonely? Did she leave her hometown thinking she'd end up in LA? Did she break down in the desert and get stuck beside the highway? Get along on down the road, we got a long, long way to go. Scared to live, scared to die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, drink a beer, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along? When you die, the keys to heaven can't be bought. We still don't know what love is, but we sure know what it's not. Sometimes you got to get along down the road. We got a long, long way to go. Scared to live, scared to die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, drink a beer, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
the eagle's been flying slow, and the flag's been flying low, and a lot of people saying that America's fixing to fall. But speaking just for me and some people from Tennessee, we got a thing or two to tell you all. This lady may have stumbled, but she ain't never failed. And if the Russians don't believe that, they can all go straight to hell. We're gonna put her feet back on the paths of righteousness, and then God bless America again. And you never did think that it ever would happen again. In America, did you? You never did think that we'd ever get together again. We're damn sure fooled you. We're walking real proud and we're talking real loud again. In America, you never did think that it ever would have happened again. From the sound up in Long Island, out to San Francisco Bay, and everything is in between them is our home. And we may have done a little bit of fighting amongst ourselves, but you outside people best leave us alone. Cause we'll all stick together, and you can take that to the bank. That's the cowboys and the hippies, and the rebels and the Yanks. You just go and lay your hand on a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I think you're gonna finally understand. And you never did think that it ever would have happened again. In America, did you? You never did think that we'd ever get together again. But we damn sure fooled you. We're walking real proud and we're talking real loud again. In America, you never did think that it ever would have happened again. You never did think that it ever would happen again. In America, did you? You never did think that we'd ever get together again. Well, we damn sure fooled you. We're walking real proud and we're talking real loud again. In America, you never did think that it ever would have happened again.
This day when I hear that song, I see you standing there on that lawn. Discount shades, store-bought tan, flip-flops and cut-off jeans. Somewhere between that setting sun, I'm on fire, I'm born to run. You looked at me and I was done, but we were just getting started. I was singing to you, you were singing to me. I was so alive, never been more free. Fired up my daddy's lighter and we sang, oh, oh, oh. Stayed there till they forced us out and took the long way to your house. I can still hear the sound of you saying don't go. When I think about you, I think about 17.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brandy Barkley, official prayer warrior for the Kari Lake campaign.
It's good to see all of you back. I prayed about what to say, and with what's going on in the world, it's hard to have words. It really is. Right? Discouragement is all around. We need more. We need more of you, God. We need more of you, God. There are times to stand and there are times to bow. That's what we've been studying in church this week at Trinity with the bold Pastor Mark Driscoll. This is a time to stand. And this is a time to also bow to one God. One God. This nation was founded by freedom-loving men who came here knowing they wanted to serve one God. Our God sent his son to show us what the ultimate freedom fighter looks like. And he came and he gave his life for every single person near and far so that they would see the love of God is not what we see in the world. The love of God is what I want to invite to this place tonight. And I want to invite the presence and power of the Holy Spirit to move in this place and much further around the world where we desperately need more of him. This is a moment to bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we need you. We need more of you. This earth needs more of you. Every single one of us has places that we could submit more to you. Help us to look more like your Son. Help our nation to look more like the dream of our founding fathers and what they put in place, God. It is a time for us to stand. Help us to do so by your power, your presence, your strength, your goodness, your kindness, your faithfulness, your gentleness, your patience with us, that we would serve you with our whole heart, because there is no other way this is going to get better. It is by not one person, not one man, not one woman. It is by the power of you working through us, working through our chosen leaders. I pray, Father, your Holy Spirit move in this place, and that anyone who doubts you because of what they see in the world would understand that isn't you. That you are about freedom, freedom of choice and freedom of will to decide, to choose you or not. And I pray that everyone hearing my voice would come under the power of you, that we would choose you fully, surrender ourselves fully, that our country, that we would stand for what is you, what is true, what is right, what is good, and we would stand against what is evil. I ask this in your most holy name, Jesus Christ. Everyone said amen. Amen. It is time. We must not give more power to those who are stealing ours.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Susan Cheatham and Michelle Alter for singing of your national anthem.
Can everybody remove their hats and sing with us?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Abe Hamaday.
Come with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how.
Oh, I've missed you guys. America loves its fighters, don't they? Now, we are here tonight because we understand where our country is at and what this moment right now means for our future. We all feel it right now. For too long, our system has benefited the few at the expense of the many. And the reality is everything that Ronald Reagan warned us about back in 1964 is coming true today. Too many of us have sat back while the left-wing lunatics have overtaken every single institution. They took over corporate media. They took over the corporate boardrooms. They took over big tech. They took over education. They took over our legal system to crush dissent. They've brought chaos to our streets, chaos to our borders, and chaos to our elections. And we just witnessed, just the other week, what Hillary Clinton just said. She said that all of us right now, anybody who opposes their agenda, need to go through KGB type of deprogramming. What exactly are they trying to deprogram us from? That we believe that men shouldn't compete in women's sports? That we believe in a secure border? That we believe in that the government is supposed to work for the people? I know personally what these power-hungry left-wing lunatics are trying to do. I served overseas in the Army, and I've seen countries where they don't have elections, where the people have no voice and are left hopeless. But most of all, I know personally because it's in my DNA. My family fled from places like Syria and Venezuela, where these same lunatics transformed these countries, where the people are now hopeless and destitute. And what they're doing here in our own backyard is exactly the same playbook. They want to control you. They want you to accept their absurdities as reality. They want you to reject common sense. But most of all, what they really want, is for you to give up. They underestimated me, and they underestimate you. And although they take your vote, and they take your money, and they take your voice, what they can't take away from you is your will to fight. We've been under attack, and they're testing the strength of our nation's foundation. But the roots of liberty still run strong and deep. We all saw firsthand when power was brought back to the people. Back in 1980s with Ronald Reagan ushering in the demise of communism. And most recently and most consequentially, we saw it on November 4th, 2016, when President Trump defied all of the odds. He defied all of the odds and crushed the political class's grip on our government and ushered in a booming economy, a secure border, protected our Supreme Court, brought U.S. energy independence, and even peace to the Middle East. That's how quickly we can turn things around. When we have bold and courageous leaders willing to fight for the American people. Now, Washington is in no short supply of three things: entrenched bureaucrats, decadent self-serving cocktail parties, and contempt for the working class. What Washington is in desperate need of is common sense, conviction, and most of all, courage. And I think we all know that Arizona has some courageous fighters, don't we? And that we have one hell of a fighter in Kari Lake. We all know that she doesn't care what the corporate Democrats and the media say about her. They thought that despite what we all witnessed with our own two eyes last November on Election Day, that we were going to just give up, throw our hands up in the air, and go about our lives as if nothing happened. Let me tell you something. Let me tell them something. We are not going anywhere. Because fighters like all of us still believe in the American dream. Because my family knows all too well that if America falls, the flame of freedom may be extinguished forever. This is freedom's last stand. And we will be damned if we are recorded in history as a generation that had the most to lose, yet who did the least to prevent its fall. I know Kari Lake is going to fight like hell. I know Kari's going to fight for the working class that has seen their dollar devalued in real time. And I know she's going to fight to secure our border. And she will always support our law enforcement officers and our military. Kari's going to stand up for parents' rights because she knows that children belong to their mothers and fathers and not the government. She will face the woke agenda head on that is indoctrinating children to hate their country with Marxist theology. How can our economy thrive if the executives who abhor our free markets are now leading us and providing the jobs of tomorrow? How can our country survive if the soldiers of tomorrow no longer revere this nation as the greatest experiment in human history? That is why we need a united front by those that wish to stand in opposition to this radical transformation taking place. And it's absolutely critical. It's critical we have fighters like Kari Lake ready to take on these left-wing lunatics, especially those that will stop at nothing to protect their own interests at the expense of everyday Americans. What the political elite, the corporate media, and the left-wing lunatics will never understand: America's greatness does not lie within the hallowed halls of its sacred institutions. America's greatness has and always will be within the resiliency of the American people. Imagine what we can accomplish together. This is a once-in-a-generation fight, and I'm honored to be sharing a foxhole with Kari Lake and all of you here tonight. Now, come on, you happy warriors. Are you with us in this fight? Are we going to send Kari Lake to Washington with President Donald Trump? Are you ready to fight for the America we love? Let's get it done. Thank you all. God bless you. God bless Arizona. And God bless the United States of America.
Kari Lake is getting ready to run.
If Kari decides to jump into the Senate race, she will win.
I got to ask you one question before you go. You're going to announce a Senate run here coming soon?
I see you come at this from a left agenda, which is very typical of the fake news.
I know what you guys are trying to do. You don't give a damn. You've got a narrative,
and you're trying to push it.
She was allegedly an anchor or newscaster or something, which I don't know how to even wrap my mind around that.
They want to get rid of us, anybody who is fighting for our country right now, because we're at the end of a Marxist revolution and we don't have a lot of time left on the clock. And the people aren't listening to you. So when you learn a little bit about our history, then I'll have a conversation, but you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
This populist nationalist energy, Kari Lake's the future.
It's really apparent that there are no good guys in the corporate media. We're not going to take this anymore. They have awoken a sleeping giant of fed up moms and dads. Arizona is not interested in the socialist garbage they're pushing on us. Because Arizona, we deserve better. We will save Arizona. I love you, and God bless State 48.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next senator from the great state of Arizona, Kari Lake.
Don't come hanging round my door. I don't wanna see your face no more. I got more important things to do. Spend my time going on with you now, woman. Stay away, American woman. Listen what I say.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Arizona. Woo! Dang. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys are a sight for sore eyes, let me tell you that. And I'll tell you, with what's happening in the world, my eyes are sore all the time. How about you? It's pretty bad out there. It's so nice to see you on a beautiful Arizona evening. And yes, for anybody from out of town, we do consider this a beautiful Arizona evening. I know it's like 100 degrees, but this is actually cool fall weather. That's why we Arizonans are so damn tough, right? I'll tell you, we're living in some dangerous times, and I know Abe talked about it a little bit. I know if you turn the news on, you see it. The world is on fire, and it seems like every day Joe Biden wakes up and pours a little more gasoline on it. Doesn't he? I don't know about you, but who else misses President Trump? Man, I miss the mean tweets too. I'm starting to realize it was and the cheap gas. It was the mean tweets that was making us safe. It was making us safe. And I know that I'm not the only fed up mom who wants Trump back. I know there's a lot of you out there. Fed up moms. I think I see some of my fed up Papa Bear friends out there. And I even think the grandmas and grandpas are pretty darn pissed off right now. And I know this because even the young people, my kids' age, the young people are fed up with where our country's going. Joe Biden has us on a fast track to total destruction. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready to put him on an Amtrak back to Delaware. Bye, Joe. Bye-bye. To be quite honest, I don't care where he goes. He wants to go to China, he can go there. If he wants to go to Ukraine, Joe, we'll put you on a flight to Iran if that's where you want to go. Just get the hell out of Washington, D.C. We're tired of you. The whole world's tired of Joe. Our border is wide open in Arizona. We know it because we're feeling it here in Arizona. There is an absolute invasion in our country with millions of people pouring in. Tons of deadly drugs pouring into this country. And now we're seeing what that can mean. We're seeing the horror playing out and what's transpired in Israel over the past few days. absolutely barbaric attacks on innocents. Hamas frankly, enabled by Biden and Obama's outrageous deals. Yes, I did say Obama, he's part of the problem. They sent money there, and now they're attacking innocent women and children in the most barbaric ways. Absolutely horrifying. And I know that we're all praying for Israel right now. We're praying for Israel. We're praying for a swift and decisive victory, and we pray that they bring an end to Hamas for once and for all. I'm going to be honest. I wake up a lot in the middle of the night worried about the world because I'm a mama bear and I'm worried about my kids, but I'm really, really worried about the same thing happening here. Are you guys seeing that the same thing could happen here? Thousands of fighting age men have poured across the southern border with no vetting. We know they have terrorists coming across the border. Who saw the video recently of heavily armed cartel members going back and forth across the Arizona border like they own the place? Guess what? They do own the place. Who said they do? The cartels own Arizona, and until we kick Joe Biden to the curb, Ruben Gallego, and Kirsten Sinema, we're not going to have a state. These guys are dead weight. They're just dead weight. Joe Biden actually came to Arizona 2 weeks ago. Nobody cares. Truly, he stumbled off the plane. He recited a few lines that somebody told him, his handlers told him he had to say, but he never once uttered a word about the invasion on our southern border. You know what he did? He came to Arizona and he demonized Trump supporters. He called us MAGA extremists. And he called us a threat to democracy. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to let a guy who's trying to imprison his political opponent call me or you a threat to democracy. No. You, Joe, are a threat to America. And Crooked Joe, you are a threat to the world. Now, I do want to be clear, because I know people are waking up every day. I may disagree with Arizonans who voted for Joe Biden. I do. But I don't think you're a threat to democracy. You are a citizen just like me, and I know you're struggling as well. We're all struggling. There's not a gas pump out there for Republicans and one for Democrats, right? We're all having to pay the same high gas prices. And you know what? There's not an inflation rate for Republicans and then a separate one for Democrats. All Arizonans are feeling the stress of Biden's reckless spending and his absolute decimation of our energy sector. Can you believe this? On day one, he came in and he reversed President Trump's policy that made us energy independent. I mean, what kind of a fool does that? And that is what is leading to the out-of-control inflation. Bidenflation is what they call it. It's so bad they gave it a name. It's called Bidenflation. We haven't had inflation this high in our lifetimes. And nobody has been hit harder by it than Phoenix, Arizona. We're having it the worst here. And I don't have to tell you that because you're feeling it. Our costs have gone up close to 20%. Meanwhile, our wages have gone down at least 3%. $1 back during President Trump is worth 85 cents today. I'm not a world-renowned economist here, okay? But I'm telling you, that formula is not a formula for success. Arizonans are having to max out their credit cards, not for fancy vacations and shopping sprees. They're maxing out their credit cards just to pay their bills, to pay their gas, to pay their groceries. It's really dire. And we know our mortgage rates are through the roof. People can't afford to buy a home. I think when President Trump was in office, we had record low mortgage rates. Now they're at 8% and they're climbing. And 75% of Americans say that things are going in the wrong direction. Things aren't just going in the wrong direction. We're going right off the edge of a cliff right now. But it doesn't have to be that way. I used to report on all this stuff when I worked as a fair and honest journalist for 30 years. Some of you might remember. How many of you remember those days? And I would report on all of, the economy in shambles. I would report on, gas prices, crime, the border, immigration. And then an amazing thing happened. In 2016, we got a reprieve. We got relief. We had a great economy. Gas prices went down. It was so wonderful. And that was President Trump. We got to thank President Trump for that. I am so glad I'm not behind the news desk anymore. I'm so glad I walked away. Many of you remember 2.5 years ago, seems like 2.5 lifetimes ago, when I walked away from the news, when I realized that, oh my goodness, it's not even journalism anymore. It's just pure, flat out propaganda. And I had to do some serious soul searching. And I said, do I love this huge paycheck more than I love the truth? Do I love this huge paycheck more than I love God? Do I love this huge paycheck more than I love my country? And so I walked, thank you. So I'll never forget it. It was 2.5 years ago, a couple things happened. One of them was I learned how to download or upload a video to the internet. Didn't know how to do that before, but I figured out how to do it. And we uploaded a video where I said goodbye and told the people of Arizona why I was leaving. I didn't want to just walk away and have them wonder what happened. I wanted to let them know that the news is full of crap. And it's gone full-blown propaganda, and I wasn't interested in lending my heart and my voice and my reputation to that, so I walked away. An amazing thing happened. The people of Arizona said, would you please get into politics? We need some honest politicians. I let you talk me into getting into the swamp. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. But you know what? We did. And I represent We the People, and we led the most amazing movement. It was positive, it was common sense, it was about returning and restoring the government and giving it back to We the People. And then and draining the swamp, amen, who said that? And then, yeah, everyone said that. And then election day rolled around. After we did everything right, and we saw the disaster of Election Day in Arizona. Sometimes when things don't go the way we expect, we find ourselves questioning and asking why. And I really, truly do. Believe me, I've been talking to God about this. I said, why, God? I think God has bigger plans for us. I know that doesn't necessarily make you feel good, but I will tell you what's happening right now in the world is bringing people closer to God. And honestly, I'm a woman of faith. That is the most important thing. If we are bringing people closer to God, if people are waking up, I believe that is one of the most important things we can do. It's also waking people up to what's happening in our government. And I want you to know that I am never going to walk away from the fight to restore honest elections. Never. I don't care what the fake news says about it. I don't care what the corrupt people say about it. Fighting for honest elections is not a Republican issue. It's not a Democrat issue. It's an American issue. It's an American issue. And we are going to continue along fighting for honest elections. I'm never going to stop until every voter feels confident that their one legal vote counts. And I don't care who you vote for. If you vote Democrat, if you vote Republican, that's between you, God, and the ballot box, okay? You vote how you want, but I want your vote to count. I even want those fake news fools back there. I want your vote to count as well. So A lot of people have been saying, well, what's next for you, Kari? What is next? Well, let me tell you, this mama bear has a whole lot of fight left in her. I got a lot of fight left in me. And I'm really tired of watching our politicians retreat from every single important battle. They're cowards. That's how we got into the mess we're in right now, because they have surrendered far too many hills. We are on the final hill right now. And I'm not surrendering this hill. No. I am not going to retreat. I'm going to stand on top of this hill with every single one of you. And I know you're by my side as I formally announce my candidacy for the United States Senate. Goodness, I love you. I love you guys because you came out on a Tuesday night. And you stand here in the heat because you love this. And while it would be real fun to go back to my past life where things were easy and I would plan vacations with my family and we would do fun stuff, we've got 1 year to save this country. And we got to go in a different direction, people. We got to go away from Joe Biden. It's not working out. It's not working out, and I will tell you what, I will stop the push toward communism, and I will be the most pro-America senator in the entire country. And the only way to fix our problems is with America First policies. Yep. President Trump showed us how to do it. Remember 4 years ago we had $2 a gallon gas. The border was secure, inflation was non-existent, the economy worked for every American. We were thriving, and then Joe Biden stumbles into the White House and he has sent us on a kamikaze mission to total destruction. The propagandists back there in the media have done absolutely nothing except cheer him on and cheer on the Democrats. Have you noticed, guys, have you noticed how they like to build up the warmongers and the liars? And they like to tear down the peacemakers and the truth tellers. That's exactly what they've been doing. I mean, I learned it, I guess, the hard way. My only crime is that I thought, as a citizen, I could step in and run for office. I guess that's my only crime. And they have attacked me relentlessly since I did that. And I know you got my back. You got my back. Hey, listen, I want to tell these guys, I've raised toddlers and teenagers. I don't give a damn what you say about me. I really don't. I've changed diapers. I know how it's done. It's like water off my back. They've called me every name. I'll never forget the headline, the most dangerous politician in America. Okay. I don't know who wrote that, but thank you. Because we, the people, are dangerous to the status quo. And then, I think it was one of the local reporters. We have the most biased news in the whole world right here in Arizona. And he thought that it would be an insult to call me Trump in heels. I love it. Okay. That's a compliment. So I really don't care what they say. I'm honored by all of it. I take every hit with gladness, and we have to get to that point. We have to get to the point that no matter what they say about us, we know that we're on the right side of this. I'm a mom who loves my family. I'm a mom who loves my state, and I love God. Most of all, I love God. And I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to do right by all of them. I'm on a mission. Are any of you with me on that mission? I thought so. So I'm with you too. I'm with you too. This next year, I want to warn you, is going to be even crazier and nastier than the last election cycle. It's hard to bring it on. Bring it on, he said. And the media, our friends in the media, are going to be incredibly awful. So I want to give you guys a pro tip, since I worked 3 decades in the media. It's always opposite day with the media. Whatever they say, assume the polar opposite. The people they attack the most, i.e. President Trump, are the people who are fighting for you the most. They really are. So we know they're going to run cover for all of the career politicians. That's how they do it. They just run cover, and that's what they do. They spread the lies. They refuse, though. What I hate most is not just the lies, because we're starting to be able to detect the lies. I hate that they don't tell what they aren't telling us, the stories that are so important. We've got a fentanyl crisis that is coming through Arizona, and that is absolutely killing a young generation. One of my young friends, Nico, I think he's in the crowd, his mother... Nico, I love you, buddy. This guy's great. His mother died of fentanyl poisoning. Every single one of you knows somebody who's lost a life. And we're not getting these people back. They're gone for good. It hurts to think about it. And I know that my friend, I think she's here. I need you, Karen, because I'm about to lose it up here. I need you. Karen Griffin. She's in the crowd. Come up here. I'm going to try not to get emotional. I've become friends with this beautiful, beautiful lady. And shame on you in the media for not covering stories like this. Karen lost her son, Tyler. He died of fentanyl poisoning. And there he is. He was not a drug user. Karen, do you mind telling Tyler's story? Sure. Thank you.
I love this lady.
I love her.
My son, I know from heaven, led me to her, and we had told his story many, many times. And you got kind of a blank look, like, they were thinking about what to say next, politicians, whatever. Kari, when I met her, she looked us right in the eye, and I could tell she heard every word. And I know if anybody's going to fight for the angel moms and dads in this state, it's going to be this woman. My son, Tyler, was a very special young man, and I know every parent feels that way. Believe it or not, he did what you guys did. He graduated from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism with honors, and he was one of the very first, if not, some people say the first, to do a story on the border crisis right out of college. And he won an award for it. He embedded himself with the Border Patrol for 3 nights, stayed out there with them, and he was very aware of the drug issue. We raised our kids in Washington State, and we moved back. I'm from Arizona. I'm a wildcat person. Okay. But I married a Sun Devil, so... And that Sun Devil is at home tonight, and he usually comes with me when we do our speaking engagements, but he had 3 cardiac arrests 3 weeks ago. He is a miracle. He's had some heart issues, which they can't figure out until we found a doctor, and he said, there really is something in the journals called broken heart syndrome. And he was the one who found our son when he'd passed. So what happened to Tyler? He'd been working 60-hour weeks. He was a hard worker, always a hard worker, and he'd gotten an injury at work, and the doctor had given him 3 oxycodone acetaminophen, which is like a Tylenol 3. 2 weeks later, he was having pain in his wrist again, and his neighbor, who he kind of knew, he was the son of his landlord, came over and said, I understand you're in a lot of pain, and you need some sleep. I've got some of those Tylenol 3. And so we also have the conversation on his phone. And it was found a few weeks later, so we knew we had a record of what had happened to Tyler. Yeah, he wanted to get out of pain and he wanted a good night's sleep. He didn't want to die. He got a good night's sleep, all right. He never woke up. In this, I've marched in Washington, D.C., and I've met angel moms who've lost children. One mom lost a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old within 6 months of each other because of this devil drug. Something has got to be done. It's like a jumbo jet going down every day and killing everyone on board. Why is this pushed under the carpet? I don't understand. It's denial. And press, I beg you, start telling this story. It's coming across our border, and it's killing. They're getting younger and younger. I feel grateful. We had our son almost twice as long as a lot of these mothers had theirs. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on and on. Tyler was a great guy, and I know he's working from heaven every day. One more thing, talk to your children. I don't care how young they are. Talk to them, tell them to not take anything unless it's from a prescription from their parents that they got for them, or that, just make sure it's either from a doctor or their parents. Just don't take a drug. Tyler knew better, but he made a bad choice. He was tired. And a lot of kids out there have made bad choices, but I made a lot of bad choices as a kid. I remember somebody giving me a pill so that I could pull an all-nighter, and I trusted them. Kids can't do that anymore. So anyway, love this woman.
Love you too.
Thanks for having me.
So much. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Karen, for sharing Tyler's story again. I know it's painful to share that. We have to secure the border to save lives. This isn't partisan, guys. This isn't Democrat, Republican. This is a crisis that affects all of us. The drug did not ask Tyler what his political affiliation was. It didn't. And the solution is so darn simple. Go back to President Trump's border policy and finish the wall. Finish the wall. And let's start treating these cartels like the terrorists that they are. I will tell you, I know for a fact that Joe Biden, Kyrsten Sinema, and Ruben Gallego care a whole lot more about Ukraine's border than our border, and that's a crime. When I am your senator, I will make securing that border priority numero uno. We're gonna go beyond that. We're going to also expand the America First agenda, reshoring factories so Americans can work again. We want to start drilling for oil and gas again. These are no-brainers. We want America to be energy independent. That is how you strengthen the economy. And when you send me to the United States Senate, I will work with any lawmaker who wants to fight for the American family, turbocharge the American economy, and prioritize national security. I don't care if they're with the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, the pizza party, or the pool party. If they want to put America first, I will work with them. We've got to start putting America first. This isn't even Democrat, Republican. It's saving our great nation. We've got to fight to preserve this, or else our kids, and I know my beautiful kids are out here somewhere, they're not going to have a future. They're going to be looking at us one day and saying, what did you do to try to save America? I don't want to look back into their eyes and say, I gave up because it was too hard. I don't want to look into their eyes and say, well, I got canceled. The media wrote mean stories about me. I just thought it would be easier to just be quiet. We don't have that option. We've got 1 year to save America. Are you up for it? Thank you so much, Arizona. You know, I've had an incredible life, a wonderful life. It was full of rewarding experiences, but since I just spotted my beautiful kids over there, I have to tell you the greatest, most meaningful experience of my entire life has been being their mom. There's no greater adventure. There's plenty of adventure there. No richer reward and no stronger investment in the future of our country than the adventure of motherhood and fatherhood, frankly. There's been a lot of talk about abortion. Usually people don't bring that up when they're Republican. They try to steer away from it, but we're going to talk about that right now. I am a Republican. I am pro-woman. I grew up in a family of 8 girls. It doesn't get more pro-woman than that, okay? Lots of estrogen in our house. And I'm a mother. I've held a baby in my arms. And I can't imagine walking into an abortion clinic thinking I can't afford the baby, so I'm going to take my baby's life. That's happening today. It's happening. Can you imagine having an abortion, then going home and turning on the news and seeing that Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Biden just sent $10 billion more to Ukraine? We got to get our priorities right. If we're going to be for saving babies' lives, we got to be for helping women. We got to be for helping women too. We need that every woman who steps foot in an abortion clinic know there are real options. The left says they're pro-choice. They're not. They're for one choice, and they don't give the women any other choices. I challenge the media and really everybody. Ask any mother out there, and no matter how difficult the experience was, if she had to go it alone, if she was poor, her greatest accomplishment, her greatest joy was to be a mother. Right? I mean, I don't know any mother who says, I wish I wasn't a mother. I challenge you to find one. They don't exist because it's the greatest gift ever. I hear a few moms clapping. Yes, it is the greatest. Conversely, you ask any woman who's walked into an abortion clinic and been only given that one option. And many times, many times, it is the greatest regret of her life. And it is a regret that lives with her and gnaws at her for the rest of her life. We need to give women real choices. And that's where the Republican Party should be, about helping women and saving babies. So, the Republican Party is going to put the money where the mouth is. We are going to save babies and help women. We're going to give them real choices so they can make better choices and not live with that regret. I'm the only mom in the race, okay? And every decision I make is going to be made with our children in mind, with our families in mind. I will answer to you, the people of Arizona. You know, these Kyrsten Sinema, Ruben Gallego, they are not holding any allegiance to the people of Arizona. You know who their constituents are, right? Military-industrial complex. Giant corporations, big pharma, big banks, the WEF, globalist organizations. That's who they're for. Don't let them trick you that they're coming home for 6 months or a year, that they care about Arizona. Where have they been? They have not been here fighting for us. They have 20 years combined experience in Washington, D.C. How fitting, because Ruben Gallego just recently filled out a federal form saying Washington, D.C. is his main residence. It's not Arizona. Actually, If that's his main residence, can he even run for Senate in Arizona? And Kyrsten Sinema called Arizona the meth lab of democracy. I don't know. Maybe she's, she's calling us that, but she has no interest in calling the White House what it is, which is Hunter Biden's drug den. All right, Arizona, you deserve a lot better than those two DC political creatures who want to tear down our beautiful state. We're going to start building up Arizona, and I want to do that. So as your senator, I want to tell you what I want to do, because you go to my opponent's website and all you'll see is a donate button. There's no policy there. I want to make it a priority for Arizona schools, all schools, to offer a world-class education with strong fundamentals in math, science, language, and trade skill training and career training. Not every kid's going to go to college, but every kid deserves the ability to go out and find a good job. Kyrsten Sinema and Ruben Gallegos sat idly by as Biden's DOJ called parents domestic terrorists for going to school board meetings. We can't put these guys back. We need to vote them out. We've had water issues here in the West forever, and they're trying to scare us that it's a crisis. We're not going to scare you. We're going to do something about it. In the Senate, we're not going to kick the can down the road anymore. We are going to find new sources for water, bring it to Arizona, and we're not going to allow the federal government to prevent us by getting us ensnared in these decades-long environmental and legal battles that will keep us from making it happen. Getting water to the West is an economic and a national security issue, and we need to push legislation that will help make that happen. It's pretty simple, guys. As your senator, I will fight for those of you who worked hard your whole life only to be nearing retirement and wondering if Social Security will even exist anymore. You held up your end of the deal, and I will see to it that the federal government holds up their end of the deal. I promise you that. Someone said, give them hell. I will give them hell. Did you know that this is not a stat we should be proud of? The fastest growing homeless population in America is smack dab in the middle of Ruben Gallegos' district. He doesn't care. He hasn't done a darn thing to help. When I am a senator, I will work to make legislation to ban urban camping. Our streets and neighborhoods are not a suitable place for people who are severely mentally ill, and no citizen should be subjected to drug use in public, walking down the street, watching people shoot up, not being able to use our parks, take our children there. We've got to address the homeless issue. We will do it from Washington, D.C., and put an end to this. I know, someone said it's bad in Calo. It's bad everywhere. It's bad in Tucson. It's bad in Phoenix. It's horrible, and I'll tell you what, God did not envision any one of us to live on the street with a needle in our arm. But the only way to stop this problem is to secure the border and stop the cheap drugs from coming across. So we're going to work on it. We're going to make it happen. The stakes have never been higher to save our country and save our state. I think it was about 6 decades ago that Ronald Reagan came on the political scene, and they accused him. The media attacked him. They said, wait a minute, he's an actor. He's a former Democrat. Guess what? Turns out he was a man of deep conviction, unwavering principles, a love for this country, unlike anybody has seen. He transcended Hollywood. I grew up in Iowa, about an hour away from where Ronald Reagan grew up, and a few decades apart, mind you. And I'll tell you, he was exactly what we needed when he came onto the scene. We needed that gentle optimism. We needed that common sense. He was exactly what he brought patriotism back. He brought an incredible 8 years of prosperity once he got us through the recession. He was strong and stable, and the spirit of the American people was the envy of the entire world. I think we need to bring that back. I really do. I really do. Reagan was he called himself a citizen politician, the great communicator, and he helped make America great again. The Reagan Revolution showed us that truly outsiders and citizens can shake up the status quo and deliver real tangible results for the American people. We saw it with Reagan, and there's no greater citizen politician, in my opinion, no greater outsider at enacting change than the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Arizona. I love Arizona. It's great to be with you tonight and with your next United States Senator, Kari Lake. I wish I could be there with everyone, but I'm busy on the campaign trail and fighting off all of the bad people. And we're running for president. We're doing really well. We're leading every poll by a lot, in fact, record numbers. And when I'm back in the White House, I need strong fighters like Kari in the Senate. She is a fighter. She's strong and she's good. She's got a great heart, by the way. For 4 incredible years, my administration brought historic peace and prosperity to America. And in 3 awful years, crooked Joe Biden has sent our nation on a tragedy to hell. He's the worst president we've ever had. He's the most corrupt president we've ever had. And he's the most incompetent president we've ever had. I'm running to reverse this decline, and I'm winning because every day more and more Americans are waking up to what an utter disaster the Democrats are for America. In 2024, I will return to the White House and get our country back on track to undo the damage that Biden and the radical Democrats have done. Republicans must win, and we must win very, very big. It's much harder for them to cheat if we do it like we should, if we swamp them. We're going to swamp them. When we get enough votes, they can't cheat, because they can't cheat that badly. I will need a majority in the House and in the Senate. We have to have a big, strong majority to help me push our America First agenda through, and to push it through really fast. That starts right here tonight by helping Kari Lake win in Arizona, and she will win too. She's an amazing woman, respected by everybody. Kari is one of the toughest fighters in our movement, and I am proud to give her my complete and total endorsement for the United States Senate. She is very special. With people like Kari fighting for Arizona in the Senate, with me in the White House, we will make America great again. So God bless you, God bless Arizona, and Kari, God bless you. You're on an amazing journey, and you're going to win. And we love you very much, and it's an honor to endorse you. Thank you very much, Kari. Thank you very much, everybody.
Wow, thank you, President Trump, for your incredible endorsement, and I'm humble. I don't think that he's ever done that before, right out of the gates, but I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that because I appreciate that man. And these people back there in the media have lied for 8 straight years about him. It's unbelievable. And so we need to get him back in the White House, and we need to get America First patriots in the Senate as well. I appreciate all he did for our country, and I'm so glad that you guys are still in the fight with me tonight. I appreciate that he's made life better for my family when he was in office. And as a mother, I want to make sure we get him back in and we get some people who have common sense back in. I'm glad that you guys are still in the fight with me. How many of you are still in the fight, ready to work hard? Arizona, I know this. With all we've been through, it's very easy to get discouraged. Real easy. I've been there. I've been discouraged. I'm staying in the fight, and I know that since you are here, you are as well. But we got to be very clear about something. A vote for Sinema and a vote for Gallego is a vote for Bidenflation, Bidenomics, and Biden's border insanity. We can't do that. We can't let our friends vote for them. I don't want to be in the swamp. I don't want to be in the political arena. It's disgusting. But we don't have a choice right now. We need people who are willing to go back there and fight for us. And I'll tell you what, if the Democrats keep the Senate, they will pack the Supreme Court. They will make Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico a state. They will legalize infanticide. They'll block President Trump's agenda. And so the stakes have never been higher. And President Trump needs some fighters along with him in D.C. I'm willing to go there. But I need your help to get there. Can I ask a couple favors of you? Okay, I need you to, first of all, turn off the fake news. Okay? Turn them off. If you have subscriptions to their newspapers, cancel the subscriptions, okay? They're anti-American. And for Arizona voters, I need you to go to karilake.com and register to vote if you're not already registered. And then I need you to spend about 2 or 3 minutes, super easy, go there and sign the necessary online petition so that I can get my name on the ballot. Gotta have that. Can you do that? And then I need you to share that link with all of your friends and family who are registered voters in Arizona. And then finally, I know it's difficult. We're living in Joe Biden's economy. If you can make a donation to our campaign, that would be really appreciated. I'm running against 2 Joe Biden enablers, and they have tens of millions of dollars from the billionaire elite, the DC lobbyists. They're pushing, yes, you name it all. We need the real people of Arizona. A $10 donation, a $20 donation a month would really, really help so we can fuel this movement, because this movement is only going to get bigger and stronger. And I need you to be with me in it, so I appreciate that you're out here tonight. I also want you to help volunteer. So many of you did on the last campaign. We need you back. This is going to be volunteers, lots of volunteers. Raise your hand if you think you can volunteer at some point. Awesome. Exactly 1 year from today, mail-in ballots are going out. You know how I feel about those, guys. But, hey, listen. They're going to arrive in your mailbox. So if you choose to vote that way, vote early. Fine. I'm okay with that. If you want to vote on Election Day, vote that way. Just vote. Don't sit home because you're pissed off at the system. As Trump says, President Trump said, we've got to swamp them. And I'll tell you what, things are going to get so bad in 1 year, we are going to swamp them. Everyone's going to be voting Republican. Washington, D.C. needs some fighters, and I'll tell you, I'm going to go there. I know it's going to be rough and tumble and ugly. I wish I didn't have to stay in the arena, but I must. And I believe this with all my heart, and I wish I could look in each and every one of your eyes, that God placed us here at this moment for a reason, for an absolute reason. Do you believe that? We should be honored that we were placed here at this historic moment. We weren't placed here 200 years ago. We were placed here right now for the most pivotal moment in American history, and frankly, I think one of the most pivotal moments in human history. And that God put us here at the moment means we are the people to save this country. I'm up for it. I'm up for the fight. I haven't given up. Oh, there's a little tiny part of me that's being selfish. I'm doing this for my kids, okay? I'm in this for my kids. Come on up here, kids. Did you know I had kids this big? I'm doing this for my kids. Jeff and I. This is Ruby and Leo and Jeff. Many of you already know us. Jeff and I want Ruby and Leo to have a shot at the American dream. Call me selfish, but I want my kids to have a shot at the American dream. Jeff and I want our kids to have the freedoms and liberties that we had. I am running for Senate for them. I'm running for Senate for all the mama bears out there, all the papa bears out there who are worried about their future and their children's future. And I'm running for Senate for our boys and our girls. God made them so perfect. They shouldn't have to make any apologies for that. They're perfect just the way they are. And I'm running for Senate for every Arizonan who lost a loved one to fentanyl poisoning. And I'm running for Senate for every good teacher out there who's tired of being used by the teacher union. And I'm running for Senate for the retirees who want to enjoy their golden years and not worry about Social Security being decimated. I'm running for every young American who wants to buy a home, start a family, and live the American dream. And I'm in this for every Arizonan who wants their voice to be heard and their vote to be counted. And their vote to be counted. I guess what I'm trying to tell you tonight is I am in this for us. I'm in this for us, Arizona. And when you elect me to the United States Senate, you are electing a mama bear on a mission to protect not just my kiddos, not just my babies. I want to protect Arizona, and I want to protect the United States of America. I promise I will make you proud. God bless each and every one of you. And God bless State 48. I love you guys. I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
An American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
That old man spent his life living off the land, dirty hands and a clean soul. It breaks his heart seeing foreign cars filled with fuel. It is an honor